G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Arsehole? Let's get right into it. Am I the arsehole for walking out of my birthday dinner after my sister and her boyfriend announced that they were getting married? This was a couple of weeks ago, but I still think about it. I, 16 female, had my sweet 16th a couple of weeks ago. Nothing too crazy in that, but my parents and my extended family all came over, and we went out to a nice restaurant that my parents had booked. A lot of my family, cousins, and nieces and nephews were there, so it was a lot of people. After we ate dinner, and it was time to blow out my candles, my mum insisted that I open some of the presents so I don't have to carry them home. My aunties, uncles, and grandparents gave me my presents after opening their present and saying thank you and that. My older sister and her boyfriend gave me their present. Inside of their box, what they gave me was a "Will you be my maid of honor" card on top of the present. I obviously gave them a confused look, with a weird expression on my face. My mum came over to look in the box as well, and she loudly said, "You're getting engaged?" My sister squealed with excitement and told us all about her proposal and how they're already wedding planning. She said that it was the perfect time to announce their engagement since all of our family was here. When my sister asked if I was going to say yes, I just nodded and excused myself to the bathroom. No, I didn't go to the bathroom. I ended up walking out and went to a nearby park. A couple of hours passed by, and my dad pulled over on the curb and told me to get in with him. I expected him to yell at me, but he ended up taking me out for ice cream, and we sat at the lake and we just talked. When I got home, I saw my cake on the counter, and my mum got up and started yelling about me about how I wasted money, wasted my family's time, and my sister and her boyfriend came out and told me how mean I am for doing that to them. My sister ended up saying that my birthday wasn't as important as her wedding, and my mother agreed. My dad told my sister and her boyfriend to get out, and ended up talking to my mum about how they could have checked with me beforehand instead of just announcing it. So am I the arsehole? In the comments, not the arsehole. They hijacked your celebration and made it about them. If they wanted to announce it with everyone present, they should have done the right thing and asked you first. Absolutely classless. OP's and Dad's reaction suggests that this isn't the first time sister has pulled a stunt like this. I smell a golden child enabled by a monster. Thank God OP has their dad to rely on. That's one good thing. As horrible as the situation sounds, not the arsehole. Dad sounds awesome. I didn't expect the post to go that way, but he really stepped up and did right by OP. Anyone else suspect that the mother knew? Especially with her getting OP to open the gifts then and there. Not the arsehole. It sucks when milestone birthdays come second fiddle to other people's egos. Mum definitely knew. What an arsehole. Sister must be the golden child. Glad OP's dad is at least on their side. Mum probably only reserved the restaurant and invited the family as a ruse for the birthday, honestly. It was most likely all a plan for the sister's announcement. Honestly, that was my first thought, followed by, pretty sure I can guess who's Mum's favorite. With her reactions and the "your birthday isn't more important than my wedding," they are barely engaged, and she threw her own sister under the bus and had no cares about her feelings. 16 is a big milestone for most teens, followed by the 18 and 21. Good thing Dad shut that down real fast. They'll announce their pregnancy at the 18th, and then the divorce at the 21st. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they actually did. Everyone's gathered anyway, let's add in the graduation party too. Info, out of being nosy. Did they get you an actual birthday gift, or was your presence in their wedding the gift they gave you? OP says, basically just a shitty box, with the maid of honor card and little accessories that she wanted us to wear on her wedding day. Kind of like stuff you'd put to give your bridesmaids as well, if that makes sense. You didn't explain why you left, or what did you talk about with your father? OP says, I left because I was upset, not trying to sound like a brat or anything, but everyone's attention just turned towards my sister and her boyfriend/fiancé, even though it was my birthday, and most people look forward to their sweet 16th. I just had to get out of there because I knew that I'd cry. My dad and I just talked about what happened, and he asked if I was alright, and was telling me that him and my mum didn't even know about her engagement. Did you confirm that your mum knew that your sister was going to do this? 'Cause she sucks, and I would talk to your dad and show him these comments. He sounds solid, and your mum sucks. Not the asshole. Damn, girl, I feel so sorry for you. What a shitty thing your sister and mum did. OP replies, my mum denied the fact that she knew anything about my sister's engagement, as they were arguing about it non-stop. So was your mum mad at your sister as well? No. She thinks that it was a nice surprise, and that I should have been appreciative instead of walking out and wasting everyone's time. Are you still planning on being the maid of honor, after what she did and said to you, and the fiancé too? OP says, definitely not. It's a huge responsibility to be a maid of honor in a wedding, help planning the wedding as well, and I think they take care of the bridal party or whatever as well. I've got no clue on how to plan a wedding, especially at my age, but I'll probably be one of the bridesmaids. I would like to know what the rest of the family thought of this, and are they on your sister and mother's side, or on your side? OP says, my sister and her fiancé received texts from my grandparents and a few aunties and uncles saying that it was a shitty move to pull, and they should have asked before announcing their engagement. Although they are happy for my sister and her fiancé, as a wedding is a big deal, they just said that it wasn't the right time, as she wouldn't like it if someone else announced that on her birthday. But nobody's on any side, and they've moved on from it. And now, on to the update. I'm grateful for all the comments and your opinions, and I showed my dad all of the comments and what people wrote. He says that you are all hilarious and appreciates you all. He was laughing at all the stuff that I should do at the wedding. My dad and I sat my mum and sister down just so that I could explain to her that I won't be her maid of honor, as it's a big responsibility, and that it should be in the hands of an adult instead of a 16-year-old. Although she tried to convince me further, I still said no. She starts growling me, saying that I was ruining her wedding and that she and her fiancé went out of their way to buy me a gift, which was her proposal box to me. Unfortunately, my mum and sister started telling me how cruel it was to ruin a wedding and that it's not about me, it's about the bride. My dad ended up arguing with my mum about how it isn't cruel and no 16-year-old should have to plan and help organize a wedding, as that is what maid of honors do, and it would be stressful and should go to an adult instead. My mum started arguing with him about how it's not my day, as I already had mine, and I should go forward with the sister's plans as it's about her and not me. My dad brought the birthday up and argued with my mum and sister that she ruined my birthday, and if she didn't try to make it all about herself, we wouldn't be arguing. I don't want to go into too much detail of what went down, but basically my sister started crying, and my mum called me a brat and a disgrace, and how I've officially ruined my bitchy sister's wedding. I'm now staying at my grandparents' house until things cool down at home. I don't think they will, to be honest, since my mum tells me any chance she gets that I'm a brat and a horrible sister for not helping my big sister out for her special day. My dad is with my mum trying to sort her out, and my other grandparents, my mum's parents, are talking with her as my dad told them what happened. I'm not going to be her maid of honor nor her bridesmaid since she's a dick. I'm not sure if I'll even go to her wedding. I'll just have to see what my dad thinks about it. My grandparents, my dad's parents, who I'm staying with at the moment, are talking to my dad about considering divorce or taking a break from my mum, as she and my sister are creating a toxic environment for him and I to live in, and that after all these years, they see no reason for him to live with such a woman. I don't really know what to think about it, and I kind of feel lost, but I thought that I'd update y'all. Your dad and grandparents are rock stars. Glad you have some people looking out for you. Always remember to put your own mental health ahead of others' wants and desires. Your sister and fiancé went out of their way to make you a birthday present that had nothing to do with you. It was all about themselves. I'm curious, are there any pictures from your day that you would want to put in an album for yourself? And OP says, only a few. One of my parents and I, one with my sister, and the rest are just my family, but just one with me by myself. I never understand forcing someone to do stuff like this after you wrong them. You hijacked my celebration and now want me to plan yours? You cheated on me with my brother and now want me in the kid's life? You abused me as a child and now want me to provide your elder care? These are all excellent setups for the wronged party to exact devastating revenge. It's a frightening combination of entitlement, shamelessness, delusion, and abject stupidity. I've known people who had their teenage sister be maid of honor because that was their sister, usually only sister, but delegated the biggest and most expensive responsibilities to others. But then, the people involved in those weddings were nice, decent people. And this was also before the days of week-long bachelorette trips with heavy drinking costing thousands of dollars. My wife just came back from a bachelorette party like this, where the maid of honor is a penny pincher, so everyone else stepped up. My wife was tasked with planning some meals from the bride-to-be's requested food, and this woman started going into how she is particular about XYZ is prepared, how she doesn't want to pay for the food, alcohol that she won't drink/eat, etc. This happened while the whole bachelorette party was on a Zoom call for about 10 minutes before my wife asked her if she was getting married instead of the bachelorette. She said no, so my wife told her to shut up, relatively politely. Gotta love that shiny spine. The fact that the mother didn't care that the announcement happened at OP's birthday shows that she doesn't care for OP and wants to help the sister plan the perfect wedding. And given that the mother and sister don't understand the responsibility of the maid of honor, they are terrible people. I hope OP's father leaves the mother, because she is emotionally hurting OP and stressing her out. Our next post is titled, "My boyfriend wants me to stay obese, even though I am dying. I'm 25, 160 kilograms, 352 pounds, and my body is falling apart. Although I am still mobile, my knees hurt, I can't walk fast, standing for long periods of time is hard. I often get dizzy and I've had seizures, heart issues, blood pressure issues, and I have sleep apnea, PCOS, fatty liver disease, and more. My doctor said that if I keep this up, I won't make it to 30. I met my boyfriend a few years ago when I was about 130 kilograms. I felt really ugly at the time and he made me feel loved. He would tell me how beautiful I am. He wouldn't make me feel ashamed of my body, and he would cook me food and bring me treats when he got home from work. I have tried dieting unsuccessfully over the years that we've been together, and he has always been really supportive of me, but this time it's different. Last year, I got health insurance because I made the decision to get bariatric surgery. I am so ready for this surgery. My mum just had it and has lost 60 kilograms. I need to lose this weight or I will die, and I don't want that to happen. I have scheduled it for the beginning of next year, and I meet my surgeon next month, and to prepare, I've been cutting back on all the crap I eat. I know it's not much, but I've been trying to cook my own meals, keep away from sugar, and manage my portion sizes. My boyfriend is not happy. As we near the date, he is getting worse and worse. He is very irritable, and he keeps trying to get me to eat junk. He keeps bringing home sweets and chips for me to eat, and when I refuse, he says I'm not fun anymore. He keeps saying I've changed, and after my surgery I will be different, and he won't like me. But I'm not getting surgery to keep his attention, I'm getting surgery for myself. I've spent my whole life hating myself. I deserve to feel healthy and look healthy. But he won't listen, and he keeps insisting that he makes dinner, or that I try something that he brought home. I don't want to eat this food anymore, or drink Coke and alcohol, or go out and eat McDonald's. At this point, I think he wants me to die. He would rather I be dead than healthy. When I've talked to friends and family, they just dismiss me and say he's scared that I'll think that I'm too good for him when I lose weight, but it feels like it's more than that. He says that it's because I'm perfect as I am, but it's not that either. In the comments, your boyfriend will do everything he can to sabotage your surgery, bringing you food you can't and shouldn't eat, and trying to manipulate you into failing. If you have ever watched the show My 600-Pound Life, it shows how a lot of friends and relations will deliberately try to get them to eat garbage. People don't like change or someone else succeeding at anything. Do yourself a favor and move on. You don't sound happy and he is not supportive. P.S. I had the surgery and lost 125 pounds, best decision of my life. I had the sleeve in November of last year. I'm down 112 pounds total, 86 pounds since surgery, and it's the best decision I've ever made. Don't let him take this away from you, OP. What your boyfriend has is a fetish. Anyway, your boyfriend can't rule over your body, and even less if it's something that affects your health just because of a fetish. He should be happy that you're taking this big step to improve your life, not reproach you and behave like an idiot. He should be supporting you in this and not trying to get you to fall for it again by taking junk food just to satisfy his damn fetish. You should consider ending it because it is a risk to your health. Yup, that's not a boyfriend, that's a feeder. I was about to make the same comment. Feeder. The bigger she gets, the more unwell and immobile she gets. The more she would depend on him, and he would hold all the power and feel like a big man. Plus the kink of enjoying watching her grow and knowing that he's making it happen. Ditching him is the best call you could have made. It is kind of surprising, but this seems like one of the least ethical fetishes. Totally agree. It puts one partner's life at risk to satisfy their desires. Did you see the post from the guy whose girlfriend was secretly a feeder? She researched how to increase calories in a meal without being noticeable, hid thousands of calories in this guy's meals, tampered with his shakes, and sabotaged every effort he made to get healthy. Absolutely appalling. And now this guy is emotionally abusing his partner. He needs to go, pronto. You do not need this person in your life. You deserve much better. Get into therapy. Bariatric surgery will change your life, and you have to change with it. The first 12 to 18 months post-op are a gift in terms of weight loss. Emotional eating is a very real thing. Anyone can gain 100 pounds, one M&M at a time. Remember that when you have surgically altered your body for better health. And now, onto the update. So today we were going to see my mother. While we were there, he ordered a huge amount of food from a Korean chicken place that I used to love. There were only 3 of us there, and my mum can't eat any more than a small side plate, so I don't know why he ordered enough to feed the whole country. It cost him $180 for things that I refused to eat, and my mother couldn't, even if she tried. She was so embarrassed as she is very polite and finds it rude to refuse food because of our culture. It's especially rude to refuse food someone has gone through the trouble of bringing up to your house. This is just ridiculous now. We have just left, and I'm about to tell him to pack his things. He won't be staying another day in my house. How dare he embarrass my mother like that? Not looking forward to this argument. Update 2, he is gone and I am okay. I thought I would be sad, but I'm surprised about how happy I feel. Maybe it's because the minute I kicked him out, my brother came over to make sure that he doesn't come back. My brother said that he'll stay with me for the week to make sure I'm safe. Boyfriend did not take this well. He started with begging, then turned to insulting me, telling me how I will never do any better than him. Lastly, he tried to take my dog, but luckily I have gravity on my side, and he's a twig, so he stood no chance. I'm excited to start my journey to better myself. This was the first and best step that I could have taken. Now in the comments, gross. He's a feeder for sure. He's probably why she gained 30 kilos over the course of their relationship too. The guy would literally sacrifice her life to satisfy his fetish. What a piece of crap. I had a friend in high school whose family kinda blew up from a scandal with her brother and his wife. She somehow found out that he had been secretly mixing a crap ton of butter and whatever else he could find online into all of the food she ate, that way he could fatten her up as much as possible. A lot of crap happened, and the dude basically ended up with a suitcase of possessions because of how much evidence his ex-wife slammed him with in court. She's doing much better now. Still a legend around town. People like that ex-boyfriend are disgusting. Like seriously, it's one thing to have a fetish, and it's a whole nother thing that said fetish is slowly harming and killing your partner, and instead of understanding them and trying to help, you get pissed off that your partner is trying to save their own life. What the hell, man? Nobody should sacrifice their own life for your disgusting and selfish fetish. Well, she lost some weight fast, but it was the dead weight of her shit boyfriend. Seems like the pathetic loser was keeping her overweight to stop her from leaving, or had a weird feeder kink. But they tend to admit it when pushed, so who knows in the end. All that matters is that her family has her back, and she can focus on her. I find it hilariously ironic that he wasn't able to hurt her further because she was so much bigger than him. All the best to OP, and I hope her surgery goes great. And that's where I'm going to finish today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.